Okay, let's just jump right in. Imagine for a second a world just packed, just teeming with invisible technology, stuff that makes sci-fi look, well, tame.
Right. Stuff hidden in plain sight.
Exactly. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some, frankly, astonishing claims from a former NASA engineer. Claims that could totally flip how you think about tech, secrecy, maybe even our place in the cosmos.
It's pretty mind-bending stuff.
Our mission here is simple. Give you the shortcut to understanding these really wild concepts. We're talking alleged alien tech here on Earth, this idea of a global sensor network, and the secret efforts to figure it all out.
Yeah, reverse engineering efforts. That's key.
We're pulling mainly from this book, Covert Alien Tech, a global sensor network, focusing on what this engineer, Richard Banduric, claims. But we'll also bring in related bits like warnings from a Harvard scientist, other experts mentioned on a podcast back in December 2024.
It creates a broader picture, you see.
So by the end of this, you, the listener, are going to have some unique insights into these claims. Extraterrestrial materials, advanced craft. It really challenges everything we think we know about technology, maybe even surveillance. Get ready.
And I'm here to help connect those dots, provide some context, look at the implications. Because when you piece together these claims from different sources, it starts to form this surprisingly cohesive, though, yeah, almost unbelievable picture.
So let's start with the man himself, Richard Banduric. He's got the background, right?
He really does, ex-propulsion engineer. Worked at NASA, worked at Lockheed Martin, now CEO of Fuel Propulsion Technologies.
So he's deep in advanced propulsion. That gives his claims some weight, you'd think.
It certainly makes you listen. And his core claim, it's a big one.
Okay, what is it? Lay it on us.
Well, Banduric claims there are literally trillions of invisible, shape-shifting, cloaked alien devices hidden all over the planet.
Trillions. Hold on. Trillions.
Trillions. And that's not all. He also says humans, government, private groups, are secretly trying to reverse engineer tech recovered from crashed UFOs.
Okay, trillions is. That's a scale that's hard to even process. What are these things supposed to be like if they're everywhere?
Well, he describes them as potentially tiny, like something as small as a sliver of metal that would reconfigure itself depending on where it was.
Reconfigure itself.
Yeah, and cloak itself, try to blend into the environment. It suggests this material isn't just inert, it's adaptive, almost alive.
Wow. And how advanced are we talking?
This is crucial. He stresses they weren't just, a few decades ahead. He said hundreds of years ahead.
Hundreds. Okay, that's not just better tech. That's a whole different category of reality, almost.
Exactly. It's a different paradigm.
So if they're everywhere and they're that advanced, what's the point? What's the theory on their purpose?
Right. Why are they here? Banduric's theory is that they form this huge, covert sensor network.
A sensor network? For what?
Possibly used by, extraterrestrials to, and get this, manipulate our species.
Manipulate us. Okay, that's dark. Not just watching, but influencing.
That's the implication. Intentional, long-term engagement. It's unsettling.
And you mentioned this secret world trying to understand it all. Banduric said government and private groups.
NGOs?
Yeah, non-governmental organizations. He said they, along with the U.S. government, are trying to crack the secrets of these devices and other recovered alien tech, too.
Is there a difference in who's doing what?
That's an interesting point he made. He specifically noted these technologies weren't really being used by the U.S. government itself. It was mostly these NGOs doing the heavy lifting, the study on a lot of the recovered tech.
But he worked for the government on this stuff, too.
He did. He says he was recruited by the Department of Defense, the Air Force, for classified projects, analyzing systems from crashed UFOs. So he claims direct insight.
Okay. Still, we have to remember, these are extraordinary claims, even with his background. Absolutely, way outside the mainstream. But let's talk about the challenges they supposedly faced trying to study this tech, if it's hundreds of years ahead.
Yeah, how do you even begin to reverse engineer that?
Well, according to Banduric, the tech actively fought back. He called them smart materials. He said, quote, "You'd be looking at them and trying to reverse engineer them. They would turn to dust within a minute or two."
Turn to dust? Seriously?
Yeah, just disintegrate. Made it impossible to duplicate. Think about that defense mechanism. It's not just stopping you from stealing it, it's stopping you from even understanding it.
Like a self-destruct sequence from a spy movie, but for material science?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And he said even after it turned to dust, they could do what's called isotropic analysis.
Which is like checking if the material structure is uniform, right?
Right. And he claims even that analysis on the dust bafflingly confirmed an extraterrestrial origin.
Wow. Okay. So self-destructing dust.
Yeah.
What else? You mentioned cloaking.
Yes, advanced cloaking. He explained it as the material being able to bend light around itself. So it projects the image of whatever is behind it onto its front surface.
Making it effectively invisible.
Perfect camouflage.
That's some serious physics manipulation. If tiny slivers can do that, what about the actual craft people report seeing, like those triangles?
Yes. Banduric claims the U.S. is aware of giant triangle-shaped craft using this exact cloaking tech. And he's very clear. They are not ours, implying,
Extraterrestrial. And triangle UFOs are like a classic sighting, aren't they?
very common reports over decades, yeah. It's a notable consistency.
And didn't another official mention something similar? Matthew Brown.
That's right, former U.S. national security official Matthew Brown. He talked about classified mission reports, a large black triangle UFO just decloaked, peered out of thin air right over Russian ships in the Pacific.
Decloaked. That fits perfectly with Banduric's description.
It does. Banduric said the NGOs he worked with were trying to figure out how these, quote, rather large craft would be able to disappear on a dime. His explanation was the light bending, taking light rays from behind and projecting them in front.
No, just incredible optical engineering, if true. So this isn't just tiny sensors, it's potentially large craft too. What's the scale we're talking about in terms of recovered objects?
Well, another researcher, Held Puthoff, who was also on that same December 2024 podcast, claimed the U.S. military has recovered and is studying at least 10 extraterrestrial craft since the 1940s.
10! Since the 40s, if even one of those is real.
It implies a very long-standing, very secret effort, doesn't it?
And Banduric decided to talk about all this publicly on that podcast.
He did, December 2024 Ecosystemic Futures podcast. And he claims it cost him his access. They cut him off right after.
So he blew the whistle, essentially.
Seems like it. His story resurfaced as more of these space disruptors came forward, like Puthoff, and also former NASA advisor Dr. Anna Brady Estevez was on that show too. It stirred things up again.
Okay, so let's recap for everyone listening. We've gone through these absolutely staggering claims from Richard Banduric, a global network of trillions of tiny, shape-shifting, cloaked alien devices.
Right, and the immense difficulties in studying the materials that turn to dust, advanced cloaking, used even by giant triangular craft that aren't supposed to be ours.
And it's a big if.
Yeah.
But if even a tiny part of this is real, it just changes everything. Our understanding of technology, secrecy, maybe even our own history and future.
It forces you to confront possibilities way beyond the everyday. Really stretches the mind.
It really does. So here's something to think about, maybe mull over after this deep dive.
Okay.
If there really are trillions of these super advanced hidden sensors everywhere, and tech that literally destroys itself to avoid capture, what does that suggest about the intentions, the capabilities of whoever put them here?
And maybe the bigger question, what if they are, as Banduric suggested, subtly manipulating human society? What would that even look like?